Hello, my name is Steven Romero, and I am a student here at Sam Houston State University for the Bachelor's of Fine Arts program in Film and TV Production. I am currently taking a class called Directing for Film and TV, and for that class, I was supposed to come up with a short film idea, and I was supposed to record it later in the semester. Now, due to a certain beer plague, I was told that I wasn't actually required to shoot this short film. In fact, I was advised to save it for another semester, but I don't want to do that. So, welcome to the Director's Diary, where I'm going to document the process of making a short film from pre to post-production. I'll be discussing everything I've learned throughout the way, walking you through different film theory concepts that I've learned as they relate to my short film, and I'll be talking about how COVID-19 affected each of my production decisions. So sit comfortably, stay tuned, and welcome to the Director's Diary. So now that you're sitting comfortably, let's discuss this magnum opus of a film idea. This grandiose, perfect film. It's a horror short. It's a traditional slasher, actually. So let's get something straight. I love horror. It's one of my favorite genres of film, and I've enjoyed horror classics like Halloween, The Shining, Friday the 13th, yada yada yada. I also think the slasher subgenre is a really good starting point for most filmmakers. Now, I don't say this to discredit any filmmakers, especially ones that make really good slasher movies, but it doesn't take too much to make a slasher movie, and it can even elevate budgetary restraints into an aesthetic decision. So if that's the genre, then what's the idea? Well, the story will revolve around a female protagonist waking up in the middle of an abandoned school campus. Once she realizes the school is abandoned, she notices a man with a knife that's casually trying to kill her. As she's dodging this man, she begins to pick up clues and hints as to who the killer is, and it's revealed that the killer is actually an ex-boyfriend, and it is implied that their relationship was abusive. Other than, you know, the killing and stuff. That reveal is the turning point of the film, and the climax happens shortly after, whenever she's caught in a room surrounded by mirrors, and the killer is trying to kill her in this room of mirrors. Once our female protagonist overpowers him, she wakes up in the middle of the schoolyard, surrounded by her makeup littered across the table that she fell asleep in. Now, the idea is subject to change. If the film is the exact same as I described it in the beginning, then not only will I be completely surprised, but it'll most likely be a bit on the crap side. But for now, I'm setting that aside and only focusing on the core of the conflict, the person with a problem. And for further details, please refer to the screen right here. Now, on my computer screen of magical wonderment, I have here displayed the screenwriting software I'm going to be using for this venture. It's called Kitsonarcist. It looks super cool, but the real reason I'm using it is because it's free and has the proper final draft script writing format. Fellow MassCom majors, you're welcome. All I'm going to have for the log line is a one-sentence summary. The central conflict is conveyed in a single sentence: a person and a problem. Every single film that has a decent plot structure, and a lot of films that don't, all start off with this one core concept. Humans gravitate towards stories where there's conflict, and people really like to see other characters go through conflict and overcome it. Does that mean that's absolutely supposed to happen every single time? Every single movie should have a happy ending? Absolutely not. Some of the best stories subvert this expectation. And if you get too caught up in worrying about metaphors and symbolisms and all this other stuff, before you address that critical part of storytelling, you're baking bread without any yeast. Now, one final thing before we wrap up, it's time to lift our eyes and begin looking forward. So, I have a few things on my agenda this week. For starters, I have to start writing the script. On top of that, I have to complete little assignments that are due in relation to my idea, which might give me a little more clarity in what I really want to do with this short film. Thank you for watching The Director's Diary. If you want to follow along with this story, please stay tuned. And remember, the only diaries you're allowed to read are the ones that are made public.